This is Sexy Steve DeMarco. I don't always listen to podcasts, but when I do, I listen to Houston Wrestling Radio.
This is Kelly Kevin from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, and you're listening to Houston Wrestling Radio.
Hey there, this is Tex Lone Star from Doomsday Wrestling.
And this is Dr. Sanchez.
And you are listening to Houston Wrestling Radio with Travis and Abel.
Hello and welcome everyone to the 28th episode of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
And this is Travis.
And thanks so much for joining us today, guys. I really appreciate it, whether you're listening to us on our page on the web. Is that how you say it? Oh, it's web page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll roll with it. HoustonWrestlingRadio.com, streaming off of the feed there.
Already getting off to a good start.
Yes. Or if you listen to us on iTunes, or you downloaded us from iTunes onto your iPod, iPad, whatever you kids have nowadays. You know, those newfangled.
Who has an iPod nowadays?
I have an iPod.
You would.
I do. It's one of the little ones, the shuffle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aren't you special?
Yeah. Not really. I'm slightly special. Anyway, so
You're special in the head.
Right. Or if you're looking at us on the YouTube, that's awesome. Thanks so much for joining us here today, guys. Head on over to our Facebook page whenever you get a chance and give us a like on there. I would highly appreciate it. Also, check us out on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @HWrestlingRadio. So there we go. We gotta get rolling here on the show now.
We do.
Yeah, well, if you want to.
No, I'm kind of enjoying listening to you fumble through the intro.
Well, thanks for the support there, Chief. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's why I'm here.
Ah, yes, indeed. Well, it's not the week before or the week after WrestleMania anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's time for things to start getting a little bit back to normal. So why don't we just go ahead and have a little bit of Impact talk?
Oh, they're still around?
Yeah, they're still around. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about it. This past show, they were at Corpus Christi, and they were supposed to have the big
this was the show
match.
they've been hyping up. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been hyping this for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
With that big match with Bully and Jeff Hardy, which was pretty much just a rematch, you know?
Yeah, but it's Hardy and Bubba.
Right.
And essentially a TLC match.
Right.
So you would think
Full Metal Mayhem. Right.
it's a TLC match. So you'd think it would be just an awesome match of the week, right?
Yeah, and there's a part of me that wants to say that it's a match of the week candidate, but I mean there were some issues with that match.
You noticed, did you?
Yeah. There was a couple of things that were just off about it.
Before we get into the bad, there was one little cool spot, not a really spot, but the little backdrop that Hardy did over onto the ramp on the outside.
Yeah.
That just sounded like it hurt a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
Wow.
But one part that I thought was, going to hurt him quite a bit was when Jeff got suplexed into the upside down ladder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that looked like that was
little gut suplex there.
Yeah, that was that was nasty.
Yeah.
But what's funny about that, and this was like the beginning of the fumbles. I mean, they were fumbling through that match like how I was the intro today. But what they kind of really messed up was when they set the ladder upside down, standing up, and they were obviously setting it up to do something.
Right, yeah.
And then it fell down. And then they had to improvise, and I'm going to punch you or kick you or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to set this thing up again. And I think it was actually Hardy set it up.
Right.
Bully noticed that it fell. Bully reset it up. And he tried to play it off like, oh, you're going to hit me with this? Well, fine. I'm going to get you with it. And he set it up again the same way how it was. And I just
You think those are professionals, fixing something that went wrong, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It still seemed kind of like
it's kind of silly because it was set up in a weird position in the first place.
Yeah.
You would think at the very least that they would kind of improvise a little bit better on the spot.
Yeah.
Bully just saying, "Well, I'm going to set it up again. Well, I'll just knock the damn thing out and do a different spot."
Yeah.
Why does it have to be that exact spot?
And I don't want to damn him too much for that because it was kind of like at the point in the match where it was like, okay, well, it's forgivable, and so
Right,
what, they
things happen,
improvise,
yeah.
things happen, whatever. And it's a crazy kind of match, and you have all these props, and, sometimes just things go wrong with props,
Right.
But, that was just the first. Later in the match, there was a bigger one that was more obvious, and when they tried to improvise to fix it, it was just worse. And I'm talking about whenever they were outside by the announcer's table, and they had another table where Bully was supposed to be laid out on the table, setting up Jeff to do a swanton or something off of the top rope down to the floor.
Right.
Yeah. Well, when Bully first got put onto the table broke.
Things happen. Things happen.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that table breaking, they could have just improvised and done a quick little different spot right there. Maybe moved over to the announce table or something,
or just forgot it altogether.
Exactly.
Just move on.
Exactly.
Move on.
Yeah.
But no, Hardy was determined to get that spot in, so
well, it's not like he had to go far to do that, right?
No, he had to go pretty far.
He did.
Yeah, he had to walk around from where the announcer table is, around the ring, up the ramp.
Yeah.
Which, the ramp isn't an incline ramp. The ramp is level with the ring, so he had to go upstairs. Go over to the stage area, where there is a table that was there that seemed as though it was just part of the set or something, just to make it look like, oh, hey, look, it's a tables match. We have tables everywhere. And he grabbed the table, and that table actually looked longer than the other tables that they were working with. Yeah. So you could tell it was intended for them to use that table. He takes it, grabs it, walks all the way back down the ramp, down the stairs with the ramp, around the back of the ring, and then sets up the table. It's like, okay, well, he's determined to do his little spot. Okay, well, maybe you could say that's
maybe that was supposed to be the finish of the match.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. And, I mean, suspending disbelief, because this is wrestling. Maybe he's just really determined to hurt him that way.
With a particular ladder. Yeah. With the table.
With that particular table, that particular way. It's like, oh, I really want to do this move on you. Grr. I hate you so much. Like, okay, let's suspend disbelief. All right. But here's where it got even more ridiculous.
Wait, even more ridiculous than that?
Yeah. To get Bully onto the table, Jeff Hardy hit him with the twist of fate.
No, obviously, yeah.
Right. Yeah. The thing is, the angle that he hit him at, Bully kind of was not in a position where he could just land on the table.
Oh, that's not good.
He was kind of facing the other way, away from the table, so he went back.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, let me turn and land on the table. And he gingerly, because he didn't want to pre-break the table like he did the other one, he gingerly said, oh, here I'm coming. Oh, let me get on this table. And he got on there and scooched on and got in position.
Like he was worried his fat ass was going to bring him to the table again.
And then he finally got on there. Yeah. And Jeff was finally able to do his little spot.
His little swanton.
Yeah, a little swanton off of the top rope onto.
Which, in their defense, that spot did look cool once they did it.
Yeah,
but,
it was.
But it wasn't anything that was into the match or anything.
No, it didn't end the match, and I don't know. I mean, we expect to see crazy stuff in a TLC match from Hardy and Bully. Yeah. But you also expect to see a masterfulness to it. Like, these guys have been
professionals,
Yeah, these guys have been in these types of matches all their effing career. This is their signatures, their specialties. Yeah. Tables with the Dudleys, ladders with the Hardys, you know, that's their thing. And for them to pull off these rookie mistakes, it just is like...
Man, it's like he's on drugs or something.
Come on, don't go there. That may not be why all that happened. I'm just saying, it was...
Oh, I know. I just, hey, they have a history.
Yeah.
He has a history.
Yeah, I guess so. Whatever. But still, it was a little ridiculous. It was a little crazy. So, and yeah, of course, Bully came out with the title, which, we expected.
Right, yeah. I didn't expect Hardy to win.
Yeah, I didn't expect Bully to drop the title this fast, especially since it's, free TV.
Yeah. But it is TNA, so anything's possible.
That's true.
Although we did say, the one thing that they need to do that NWO didn't do is they need to have TNA win some every now and then.
True.
And I don't see that happening.
Well, not yet anyway.
Nah, I don't see that happening.
Well, Do you think maybe you'll see it happening once AJ's done being his little mopey self and actually gets around to being on Team TNA?
Emo AJ.
Emo AJ?
Emo AJ Crosting.
I see what you did there.
You know, I cannot see them holding out AJ until what we originally said a few weeks ago, where he has to wait till October or whatever.
Yeah.
Before he get him a title shot.
Yeah.
If they're going to stick with that,
That's a long time.
We're in some trouble.
That's a long time to drag this out, man.
Yeah, because they're already stretching this whole sad AJ thing.
Yeah, and I mean, the Bound for Glory series itself. I mean, I don't know if we're going to have a Bound for Glory series this year, but I mean, that in itself just feels like it goes on forever.
Yeah.
So I mean,
because it spans like 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah. Well,
before
that's what I'm saying. Change. Yeah, but I mean, if they were to drag this out till Bound for Glory, this would be longer than the Bound for Glory series, which that right there is long enough. So I can't see this timetable playing out this way. I mean, something else has got to happen.
Yeah, there's no way they can do that. But I can already saw like Hogan was coming out. I was like, okay, so he's gonna call it AJ, and I bet you right before AJ's gonna say something, I bet James Storm's gonna come out.
And he did.
Yeah, doing the same thing they did the last couple weeks.
Yeah, which that
you would think Hogan would say, James, shut the fuck up. Let me talk to AJ.
Yeah, I got
Quit
this.
interfering.
Yeah, I got this. I'm the one getting through to him, or trying to.
Yeah.
Like, butt out, You're just pissing him off and saying you want to fight him. You're making it worse, Storm. Damn it, you're making it worse.
Unless he's with Ace and the Eights too.
Oh God, get the hell out of here with that. But yeah, I don't know. This whole thing with AJ, I get what they're doing, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it being, they're trying to redo the Sting thing, because after all, they're redoing the NWO thing, so why the hell not? I'm okay with it. Sometimes remakes and retells and rehashes are sometimes better the second time around, but this particular, I don't know, I'm starting already to have my interest wane.
I'm getting older, man. I'm getting old. I don't have the patience like I used to. For these type of things over here.
And here's the thing that frustrates me about it even more. AJ is such a great in-ring talent that this storyline is keeping him out of the ring. Or at least it has been. I mean, we're going to get to see him next week fighting James Storm.
Yeah, but you think this is going to affect his wrestling style?
I don't know. It might.
I really hope not.
Him having this pissy, I'm not going to do any flashy moves.
Exactly. That's what I'm worried about,
Yeah. That could happen. And then, of course, this match next week is ripe for shenanigans. Like, there's all kinds of stuff that could happen with Aces and Eights interfering, trying to get AJ to come over to their side, and then Hogan coming out, and, and then Bad Influence, which, you know what? Bad Influence coming out on Impact and trying to interject themselves between those.
Oh, that was great.
That was great. Bad Influence is like one of the great things about TNA right now.
It's kind of like what you said with Austin Aries. They can do no wrong right now.
Right. They can do no wrong. Austin Aries can do no wrong. And I mean, I know this isn't very popular to say, but I'm still digging Taz on commentary, even though he's got this heel turn or whatever. But I don't know. I still like it. Those are a few things about TNA that I really like.
The thing with Taz.
Oh, and the X Division. Sorry, go ahead.
The thing with Taz is I think the whole heel turn with him, it did kind of revitalize him, because I forgot how good he was as a heel.
Oh, yeah.
Commentator. And, but he needs to get more defined as he's trying to be neutral. Like, he'll put over, like, TNA guys sometimes.
I think he's only neutral when there's a match with a TNA heel versus a TNA face.
Yeah.
Because he'll just be like, well, these are both the guys that are fighting, and I'm just going to side with the heel, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I could kind of understand it. I mean, but at the same time, like, if you really wanted to go overboard with this Aces and Eights thing, you'd be shitting over both of them.
Yeah.
Because they're TNA
Maybe
guys.
that's what I was expecting. So, I mean, it's a good thing. I'm glad they're not. But is this, they need to do, like, cause he's not just citing, talking about TNA guys, but he's actually putting over their product too.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Right now, he's Ace and Ace, but he's having to put over TNA stuff.
Yeah.
To me, that doesn't make any sense. But, like you said, if he was doing it.
Yeah, but whenever there's anything that's vaguely Aces and Eights out there, he's talking about it.
Right, yeah.
Let's switch gears here with Impact a little bit. I want to bring up a match that I thought was pretty darn good. And, is more of a match of the week candidate, I think, than the main event match, which is surprising. I really thought that that main event match was a shoe-in for match of the week, but I mean, we can still make that a match of the week candidate and see what the listeners think, but I'm not, I don't know. Maybe I just had too high.
Nah, it's disqualified.
It's disqualified?
It's disqualified for that spot.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I expect more from them too.
Yes, from them too. Yeah, especially, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's stop talking about that. We're just going to go off on a rant. Let's move on to this other match I thought was really good.
I like going off on rants. It's fun.
Shut up. The Mexicans versus the Dirty Heels.
Okay.
Mexicans got the title. That was cool. And, well, yeah, I know. We like the Dirty Heels. But, there was a title change. I wasn't expecting it. You know, they're going to continue on with their feuds. So, while I like the Dirty Heels more, obviously, the fact that Mexicans have the title, it's like, okay, well, whatever. Maybe this will, you know, kind of keep what they have going. Keep a good thing going, you know? Because right now it's a good thing that the Dirty Heels have something to do, and, you know, the Mexicans
But do you think this
have
was
something
just kind of a hot shot title change because they're in Texas?
It could be.
And all Texas is just filled with Mexicans. And they,
Right.
and they need, you know, they wanted their,
pop?
Yeah, for being a hometown reaction.
Yeah, that could just be exactly what it is.
Even though obviously TNA knows nothing about Texas, but. What was with the boxer guy?
I have no idea who the hell that guy was.
That was like totally random and just totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
But he's waving a Texas flag, so he's good.
Well, that means you gotta cheer for him. You know, waving a Texas flag.
Said if they didn't say he was a boxer, I would not have guessed he was a boxer.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known who the hell that guy was at all.
Yeah, he looked like he didn't look like a boxer.
He looked like a guy that they just hired from the audience and said, hey, walk us out with a flag. Okay.
You look Mexican. You come out here.
You come out here. Come out here with our flag. Okay. But, you know, I don't know. The match itself, I thought was a pretty solid match. I really liked it. You know, a lot of
they were
back
going.
and forth.
The only thing I didn't like about it, they were going overboard with the whole shimmy shake Eddie taunt.
Didn't Aries do that mockingly though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They did that a lot.
Okay.
And we just got done saying Aries can do no wrong, but in this case,
He did wrong.
he was getting annoying.
Okay. Okay.
Not wrong, but just
Okay.
okay enough. We get it. Yeah, you're taunting him. Okay.
All right. Well, whatever. But let's still say it at
That's
least.
a candidate. Yeah,
It's a match of the week candidate.
Right.
Okay, there we go. Oh, Vey. Okay. Speaking of Mexicans, how about old Scrap Daddy and Magno?
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Adam
Pearce.
Little gut check challenge here.
Adam Pearce didn't get the nod. Then
You sound surprised.
I am surprised. I mean, he won the match, which in the past in gut check, with the exception of Ivelisse, it's been like, well, if you win the match, it's pretty much, you know, you're the guy. And the fact that they were going to narrow it down to one of those two, I would think that Adam Pearce would have at least got it. You know, I don't know.
Apparently they made the wrong choices by the crowd reaction.
I know.
Man, they're all over that guy.
They were.
Well, Magno. I feel bad for the guy. I mean, he wasn't the heel in the match. He lost by a heel. He lost to a heel by, you know, he did a roll up or something.
Well,
or he held the ropes. That's what it was.
Yeah, he held the ropes. Well, I mean, then again, it could go back to what we were talking about in the match previous, you know, the Texas thing. I mean, you know, Adam Pearce is a Texas guy, you know. Yeah, he's,
I thought he said from California.
Yeah, but he works a lot in, Austin and San Antonio, you know.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so, I mean, he's got a big Texas presence. So maybe that's what
Never heard of the guy before.
Well, yeah, but you don't keep up with the indies around here. Well, it's true. But anyway.
I'm not hip.
You're not hip. No. Anyway, I mean, maybe that's what it was. You know, the fact that, you know, they were kind of cheering for the Texas guy. And, you know, if you take that out of the equation, I really thought that he was maybe better suited than Magno. And then once they put the mic in Magno's hands, that was not good at all. It's like, I know Adam Pearce could have done a better job on the mic. So if you were planning on rejecting both of them anyway, you may as well have given Adam Pearce a chance to go in there.
Yeah, what was the point? Yeah, what was the point of getting rid of Adam Pearce to bring up Magno just to shit all over him? Get 2 no votes right off the bat?
Yeah.
And the fans booing all over him and everything? And what was the point? I don't understand what they're doing, where they're going with Gut Check Challenge.
Yeah.
Because they did this with Ivelisse and another chick.
Yeah.
No, we haven't seen since she won.
Lady Tapa, I believe.
Yeah.
I definitely thought Ivelisse should have got, by leaps and bounds.
She's wrestling in circles over her, you know?
Yeah.
So, but that's what I'm saying. I don't understand their voting policy, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, speaking of voting, and I know we're kind of jumping ahead here, we had the voting for Abel Andrew Jackson on Gut Check already.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't win. I think he came in second, which, oh man, that sucks. You know, he was so close. I think he posted that was like 200 and some odd votes away from, or 100 some odd
Yeah,
votes
I saw
away.
that. I saw that on Facebook, and I did vote. I registered. I voted for him.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I registered and I tried to vote and it didn't
Do
let
what
me.
now? What?
I registered and I tried to vote, but it didn't let me.
You did? Oh, it didn't let you.
It didn't let me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the hell.
What if you just needed one more vote?
Well, he needed 100 more votes, so shut up. But that sucks. But there's a few other people from around here that are still up for their ballots, I believe.
Yep.
I'm not sure which bracket Steve DeMarco's in, but I believe
he's later on. I clicked on all the other brackets because they go alphabetical order.
Okay.
So we're in the A's right now. So Steve's like way down there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, there you go.
So, yeah.
So we got some stuff to look forward to there with the voting for the local guys to get on Gut Check. But if they're going to be treated the way Adam Pearce and Magno were treated, well...
Yeah. Do y'all want to go on there, guys?
Yeah, I know.
Jeez. And then, that's the thing. Even with the winners, you don't see them.
Yeah,
where the hell are the winners at? Yeah.
The only one is Joey Ryan.
No, he lost.
Well, that's true.
The only winner, I think, is Christian York.
Right.
Even then, he's been absent for a few weeks now.
we don't always see him. So Christian York, Taylor Hendricks.
No, where's she been at?
I'm trying to name off the ones that won. But yeah, she hasn't been on. And those 2 guys, I don't even remember what their names are.
Do they go down to the OVW?
I think that's what
Is
they
that
do.
what
They
they're
just
doing?
go to OVW.
Yeah. Okay, maybe that makes more sense.
I don't know. Joseph Park was in and out of OVW real quick.
Yeah, if he can do it in 3 weeks, why can't these guys?
Yeah, seriously.
He has no training at all.
All right.
Damn TNA.
Yes. Next week, or this week, however you want to count it, the next show, AJ versus James Storm. So
supposedly,
hopefully that'll be good. Hopefully
that won't be good.
You were so negative, Travis. So negative.
That's what TNA does to me.
Well, look, I mean, take away all the damn storyline stuff and all that. It's James Storm versus AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. That should be a good match. Should be, yes.
Kind of like Hardy and Bully should have been a good match?
Yes. It should have, yeah. And I don't know, maybe we're overstating how bad that match was. I'm not saying that it's just, oh my god, the most horrible match of the year. It was a good match, but that match should have been great. Man, it wasn't great. And, it was good and, it
was there.
Yeah, if you overlook the couple of botches there, if you overlook those, it was, a decent match. But from those 2 guys in that type of match, I expect more.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are we done? Are we done talking TNA?
In more ways than one, yes.
Yes? Okay, good. Let's move on. Let's talk about a little something that you got to watch. I didn't watch it yet, but why don't you tell our listeners here what we're talking about?
Well, I checked out the one night only pay-per-view. Extravaganza.
Not to be confused with Tex-Travaganza.
No, not Tex-Travaganza.
No.
Extravaganza. With an X hyphenated, yes.
Oh, X hyphen.
Yes.
Yes.
Extravaganza.
Yes, that'll throw all those people off on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Overall, it was kind of a sad pay-per-view.
Sad? Really?
Yes. And I'll tell you why it was sad. If you want to know why it was sad.
Oh, Travis, why was it sad?
Because it was just a reminder of how good the X Division was.
Oh. Okay.
No joke. They had, the little intro opening and, talking about, the X Division, what it is and everything, and all these little moments throughout the show that they were doing is all at least 5 years old footage.
Really?
Yeah. We're talking like the newest footage was like Six Sides ring. Six Sides, the six-sided.
The six-sided ring.
Yeah. So, we had that, and this, of course, the older stuff when they were in,
basically everything pre-Hogan.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Because that's when the X Division started going to hell. That's when Hogan showed up.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. Another reason it was sad is of all the X Division stars they had on there, they had some coming back for like one night only. There was one person that was spotlighted throughout the whole show.
Okay.
AJ Styles.
Okay.
You would expect that.
Yeah.
He was not on the card. How are you going to have X Division pay-per-view with your best X Division guy, who's still employed, not on the show?
Yeah.
Storylines be damned, because these are just kind of like one night only. The storylines don't matter. So why not have AJ just come out and do a match?
Well, let me ask you, how much do the storylines not matter? Like, did they not follow the storyline one iota?
Not really. No, it was just, it starts off, well, a little bit. Just the fact that Taz is still Ace and Nate's, and it's just him and Mike Tenay doing commentary. But, not really. You still got Bad Influence doing their thing, but no like storyline tie-ins. Remember, this was filmed a month ago, and it's just now airing.
Well, if Taz is doing his Aces and Eights thing, and, Bad Influence are doing their thing, then, okay, no storylines, but at least keep the character. And right now, the character for AJ is that he was all mopey and didn't want to do anything. So
okay, so you defend AJ not being on the pay-per-view?
Yeah, I would defend that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just for, the
then
fact that...
Okay, if that's to be the case, then you push this damn thing back until after you're done with the storyline.
So that you can have AJ on
it.
Yeah. That's a good argument right there. Anyway, well, what was on the card?
Okay, I'll tell you what, the main event, which sounds really good on paper.
Okay.
Austin Aries versus Samoa Joe.
That sounds good.
Yes. I was expecting a really good match.
Yeah. What happened?
I didn't get a really good match.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hold on, Travis. Are you being overly critical?
Maybe.
Because I'm usually the one that has to balance you out on these things, but I didn't get to watch it.
I know, I didn't have you as filter this time.
Oh,
shit. There was some cool spots at the end there. They were going back and forth, and it was a good ending to the match, but they were kind of off for a while at the beginning of that match, but of course, that's just me, So if anybody wants to, counteract that.
Anybody wants to rebuttal?
Yes. Reach able. So, I will say, I think the match I liked most was probably, there was RVD, when he was still employed, RVD versus Jerry Lynn.
That sounds good.
That was a no DQ match. There was a lot of tables and steel chairs involved, so, and no botched, spots.
Really? They were able to pull it off with no botches.
Yes, yeah. So, that was a really good match. There's a couple of good matches here. Bad Influence versus P.D. Williams and Sanjay Dutt.
Oh, dear, that sounds really great.
Yes.
Was it?
Actually, yeah, it was.
It was?
Yeah.
Did we see a Canadian Destroyer?
After the match.
Nice.
Yes. Because, Bad Influence won. Dude, Sanjay.
Yeah?
Man, why is he not employed somewhere? TNA or WWE, that boy, he was all over the place on the match. And he was just like on Impact when they brought him back for that
one match.
Yeah. Man, he's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they lost that match. But after the match, P.D. Williams came back and they kind of got rid of one of the guys. I can't remember who it was, and he did the Canadian Destroyer.
Okay.
So yeah, we saw that. Yay.
Cool.
Let's see, what else was there? Oh, a return of the Ultimate X match.
Cool.
It's
been a while.
Yeah, you would think that'd be really good.
Oh, another one of those.
Well, your boy was in there, Zema Ion.
Yeah.
He was in there. Kenny King was in there.
That sounds good already.
There's 4 guys altogether. Zim2, and then versus Mason Andrews, which he was on Impact also. He was versus Sanjay and some other guy. And then the 4th guy was Rubik's.
Okay, I don't know those.
You've
last
seen
two
him.
guys.
You've seen Rubik's before.
I have?
Yeah, he's a masked wrestler. He's got like black with red like jigsaw puzzle pieces.
Okay.
I know you've seen him.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best thing about that match
Uh-huh.
was Taz.
Really?
And Mike Tenay going back and forth because Taz kept insisting that his name was Rubik. And Tenay kept, it's Rubik's. Have you never heard of Rubik's Cube? It's the whole play on words there. He's like, no, that's what it was called. It's Rubik Cubes. You don't know?
Oh, wow.
Halfway through, like, Tenay's like, give up. He's like, fine, whatever. It's Rubik, yeah.
So that was really the best part of the match? The match
Yeah.
itself wasn't good?
No. It's like they forgot how to do a Ultimate X match or something. I don't know.
Really?
The guys, they're trying to do it. There was, the typical, okay, all the guys are gonna go out, and one guy's gonna go on the top of the corner turnbuckle and do their jump on the outside of the rope, or onto the floor.
Okay.
There was that spot where they did it a couple of times. When they're going on the ropes, when they're climbing the, to get the X.
Yeah, climbing, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't really, there was a couple of good spots, they were yanking the guys down, and there were a couple of good spots off that, but overall, maybe because it was nothing we haven't already seen.
Okay.
Before. So,
usually with those style matches, like you'll see something kind of innovative that you don't see before. So.
yeah, there wasn't anything,
There was anything new.
Yeah, new, yeah.
Okay.
And Rubik,
Mhm.
depending on who you ask,
Right.
I don't know if he was doing this on purpose or what, but every time he would climb the turnbuckle to get onto the rope, he was very gingerly doing it, and he was taking his time like a lot. Like every single time he would try to go up there.
Really?
And Taz was like just railing him every time he was doing that. He's like, well, maybe you didn't wear the mask, maybe you'd be able to see where you're supposed to be going. That kind of stuff, I don't know, it was just weird. It was just...
Maybe he was hesitant because
Maybe he's afraid of heights? I don't know. Anyway, there was a couple other stuff going on in the pay-per-view. There was a match titled New School versus Old School. Old School was Kid Cash teaming with Doug Williams, which is pretty good. That's Doug Williams, versus Anthony Nisi and Rashad Cameron.
Anthony Nice?
Is it
Nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
Anthony Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
And Rashad Cameron.
I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it went way too long, really.
Really?
Yeah, but Doug Williams won with that rolling
Chaos Theory?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the rolling German suplex?
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, that was a
move.
good move, yeah. And the show opened up with an escape cage match.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
It was 6 guys. Of course, it all starts off with you get eliminated by pinfall or submission, and then when the last 2 guys are in there, it's escape. You gotta escape the cage. It was some returning X Division guys, Matt Bentley.
Okay.
Jimmy Rave. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Do you remember the masked guy, Puma?
Yes.
Okay, he came back. Christian York was in there. Another gut check guy, Sam Shaw.
Uh-huh.
And am I saying this right? Lindsay Dorado?
I have no idea.
He was another, luchador. But, Christian York ended up winning. Cause they're still on Christian York. They're behind him for some reason. But anyway, I thought Sam Shaw did a really good job during that match. Mm-hmm. He felt like he was really fluid in that match. Him and, Puma.
Okay.
Those who impressed me during that match.
All right. Well, let me ask you something here, Travis. What was the match of the night out of all those?
I'm going to stick with RVD and Jerry Lynn.
Okay. Overall, was it a good showcase of the X Division?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Okay.
Because I want to say yes,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, they were showing all these good footages of the past when it really was good. So that's why I was saying it's kind of sad.
How was the show overall? Did you like the show?
I'll say I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah?
But it wasn't great.
Okay.
Like if you missed it, go see some older stuff of X Division.
Well, how much was it to buy?
$10? I don't know.
Well, is it worth the $10?
If you really like the X Division.
Well, I really like the X Division, so maybe
Like, how much do you like the X Division?
I wouldn't mind paying $10 to see a good X Division show, but then again, that's why I'm asking you, is this a good $10
well, it was
worth of
X Division pay-per-view with no X Division champion.
Okay.
So, if you really, I'm just gonna leave it like that. If you really like the X Division, watch the pay-per-view. Because they did spotlight a lot of, past moments. Okay. There was like a top 10 countdown of like past moments.
Are they gonna do, these one night onlys on DVD? Because if so, that might be, just...
They might wait till they have a bundle of them or something and do something like that. But, I mean, it was a 3-hour pay-per-view.
Really?
Yeah. Or 2 hours and 45 minutes, excuse me, if you want to get technical about it.
No.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So if you like the X Division, go check it out. You can get it on, wherever you get pay-per-views at. Or just, wait for it to come out on DVD maybe. I don't know.
If it does come out.
If it does. But.
Alright. And if it does, it'll have subtitles on it, thanks to Max for Wrestling with Subtitles.
I see what you did there.
TNA just did their thing there. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, so you done?
I'm done, yeah.
Done. Okay. Anything else that we wanted to say about Impact or TNA or anything?
We spent more than enough time, I think.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's talk, WWE.
And we're done.
Yes, we're done. No. We gotta... There's a lot more to talk about with WWE. I know you don't want to. Travis never likes to talk about stuff whenever things are bad. But, hey, through thick and thin, sometimes you gotta, at least talk about stuff, At least if you're trying to have a wrestling podcast, let's put it that way.
Well, that's why I have you, so you can do most of the talking.
Oh, I see. Alright, well, let's kick it off here. So, SmackDown. I thought it was kind of funny, what happened there at the beginning when Ziggler went out. And
the fact that he couldn't talk?
Yeah, he had all the strained vocal cords.
All that cool screaming he was doing on Raw after he won the title, man, it just knocked the hell out of him.
Yeah. What I thought was kind of strange was just all the interruptions that he got. Like, he was interrupted 3 freaking times. It was by Del Rio, and then Swagger, and then Y2J. I thought it was funny, and it was a nice little running gag for that segment, I thought. It happens. Yeah, I mean, well, usually when you get interrupted, it's just once, and then...
How long have you been watching WWE?
Well, listen to what I'm saying. It's usually just once, and then that one person will come out, and then another person will come out, and then all of them are there, and it's like, oh, hold on a minute, play this tag team match. But that's not how this went. It was like, interruption, come out, say what I gotta say, and then go away. And then, another interruption, say what I gotta say, and then go away. Like, that's what made me think it was kind of funny. And compounded with the fact that when Triple H finally went out there, he got interrupted by 3MB.
Yeah.
And then 3MB got interrupted by the Shield. It's like, this SmackDown was the night of interruptions.
That should be a name of a pay-per-view.
Night of Interruptions? That could replace Capital Punishment?
I was going to say, Night of Champions.
Yeah. Or do they take Night of Champions and Capital Punishment, put it together and be like, Night of Interruptions? You can vote on who gets to interrupt next.
It'll be on Twitter. Just, you, the universe, can vote.
Yes.
Because that's what we do.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. That's enough of that. There was another match of the week candidate that did come out of SmackDown, and that
Did you what?
Yes. That was Y2J versus Ziggler.
Okay.
I thought that was a pretty good match. It should be a pretty good match, because those two, yeah.
Again, we expect that out of them.
Yeah, we expect that out of them. Of course, we had to have a little bit of shenanigans there towards the end with Fandango. Oh, come on. Don't you.
Man, you said that word, I just had to twitch my eye. Jeez.
That bad, huh?
It's getting there.
Alright, well, fine. That was a match of the week candidate. Let's move on. Let's talk about Fandango. Alright. Fandango.
Oh, I hate you.
Say it again. Fandango. Alright. What's your beef? What's your gripe? Why are you acting this way?
I have to explain myself?
Yes.
It's what I was afraid of. Something caught on with one crowd, and now WWE is just going bananas with it.
Okay.
More of that on the Raw. SmackDown.
Yeah, well, that's all I want to say about SmackDown, so let's move on. So we're talking about Raw, we transitioned with Fandango.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, basically, what you're trying to get at is the fact that you don't like Fandango anymore because of all the stuff that they were doing.
I don't like the fact that, well, I was never, okay. The gimmick was okay.
Okay.
What I don't like was we come back from commercial and Jerry Lawler's in the ring, and he has to explain to the crowd what we're about to be talking about for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And they show footage of all the marks dancing around, or excuse me, the universe, dancing around.
You're such an ass.
Hey, did you notice some of that footage was like from the same shows? Just
They
split it up to make it look like it was actually more than what it
Yeah.
was. Okay, I'm glad I wasn't the only one that thought that. Okay.
I mean, it was all of this stuff with the Fandangoing's only been going on for a week, so yeah, there's a limited amount of footage.
Not if you ask WWE. No, everybody's doing it. It's a worldwide phenomenon.
Phenomenon. Do.
Phenomenon.
I think we just found what will replace Fandangoing.
Thank God. That didn't take long. All right, let's run with it. Hashtag phenomenon.
Do.
Phenomenon.
Do. Okay, that's enough. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as you were saying,
I'm liking this better than works.
All right, so you've already soured on the whole situation,
Okay,
basically, right?
that was phase one.
Okay, phase one.
When Jerry Lawler was coming out just to do that.
Right.
I was thinking maybe he was going to interview Fandango or do something with that, you know?
Yeah.
But he just got out of the ring just for Fandango to come out and do his little whatever he was doing. Here's my issue with it.
Okay.
The theme song is over. He is not. This has nothing to do with him as a wrestler or his gimmick. It's his music.
Okay.
And you can disagree with me if you want, but that's what I'm taking away. And they're changing what they're originally going to do with him because of it. Like, he came out and got on the stick and he was saying, let's go Fandangoing or something. And they're trying to market this term, Fandangoing.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with his character. At all.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden he's talking about Fandangoing. Like he came up with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, it's BS and it just irritates me just to think about it.
Okay. So you're just
Yeah.
100% not behind this
Because
anymore.
they're doing exactly what I thought they were going to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you on some things and disagree with you on others.
Okay.
Again, let me reiterate that, and it's on record, you know, on our past episodes, that I liked Fandango, you know.
Right.
I liked Fandango before liking Fandango was cool. You know?
Oh, okay.
No.
So you're not one of these hipsters.
Yeah, I'm not one of these bandwagoners. No.
Bandwagoners?
No, I liked Fandango. I liked the gimmick because it's silly and whatever.
And you like the silly.
Yeah, I like the silly. And this stuff that happened at New Jersey with them singing along to their music or whatever, like, I thought that was very creative from a crowd perspective. And you know me, you've seen me at ROW, right, and you've seen me at, you know, other wrestling shows. I get involved. And whenever I see other crowds getting involved, and not only getting involved, but also coming up with creative things, oh, that's my cup of tea. That's my bread and butter right there. Like, I think that's awesome, and I can't help but give props to that crowd.
Right.
So, I'm behind that. I'm behind not only those, when they did it, not only those people in Jersey, whether they were Jerseyites or people from Europe, Europeans. That's what they call them, right?
Last time I checked.
Okay. You know, whoever they were. Like, I'm behind it and giving props. And I hope that, and I hoped, maybe this, already now it's time to use that as past tense, but I hoped that other crowds would start to follow suit and not necessarily copy, you know, like how you're saying, you know, just being a straight up copy and, you know, getting forced to do it isn't going to work. But if other crowds genuinely got on board with this and genuinely wanted to do these things and get, you know, loud and rowdy, I would be 100% behind it, right, you know? But what they did on Raw, they forced it, man. Yeah. And that's, when you try to force it, it's no longer cool. And that's exactly what they did. Like, I mean, they really just hammed it up. Like, here's a video of everybody doing it. And, you know, here's a video of PETA and the Houston Texas cheerleaders and all these other people on YouTube. While all those people that did it are cool. By the way, the Houston Texans cheerleaders are following us on Twitter
right?
now.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. But, I mean,
we're popular.
Yes.
It only took me 33 years.
Yes. When they did it, it was cool.
Right.
Because it was like, oh, they're just doing it, you know, and the people that are posting up their ones on YouTube of them doing it, that's cool.
Right.
But once it starts to get to the point where it's like, people are getting forced to, and WWE's marketing it and trying to get people to do it.
Exactly, yeah.
That's when it gets lame.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
And it only took him a week to do that.
And yes, they already effed it all up,
Yeah.
you know? And another thing that kind of effed it up is that crowd in South Carolina, man, this past Monday. That crowd was dead until Cena came out.
Yeah.
Till the main event, till Cena happened. That crowd was just horrible, man. And you kind of want it for this thing to snowball, and they just ran into a town that just, you know, we ain't gonna snowball you. And I don't know if it was just that they aren't.
We ain't gonna snowball you.
It's
not that kind of show, Abel.
That's not PG.
Yeah.
I don't know if that it was just them not being hip to what's going on, or they just didn't care, or they just really were saying we're not going to do this. Because I mean, there was some marks there peppered in that were trying to.
They were trying to do it,
but it just didn't.
But see, here's the thing. I think this is what's going to happen with this thing. This is going to be a thing where there's going to be a group of the crowd that whenever they're bored, instead of chanting boring, they're going to start doing this.
I don't think so, because it takes so much more coordination and cooperation to
That's
do
what I'm
that.
saying. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be just a small group. You're going to be hearing it like maybe here and there, and it's going to, you're going to hear people trying to do it, and this is going to fizzle out.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And that's sad, man. And, well, you know what?
Is it sad?
Yeah, it is sad, because I would like to see, you know, and you probably disagree with me on this, but I would like to see some sort of cool fad come out of the WWE that would last more than a week. Because let's face it, all wrestling is sometimes is just a fad. And, you know, sometimes the fads only last a week. Sometimes the fad lasts like, I don't know, 5-6 years, like the Attitude Era. Yeah, man, that was a fad. But it was a long fad. But then once people started, you know, this is kind of lame, it all went away, you know? And that's kind of how it is with wrestling, you know? I mean,
I'm going to pretend you're not comparing Fandango's theme to the Attitude Era.
not directly, no. But I mean, do you understand what I'm saying?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that. Just move the conversation on.
Listeners, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm getting no help
do you
here
really
from Travis.
Do you really want to answer from them?
Yes. Oh, jeez. But I don't know. Like, there's a part of me that just kind of wants this to continue, and who knows, we might actually see a resurgence of this next week because they're gonna be in London.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that could be crazy just by itself. One thing I did want to mention, the chants from last year, the yes and the no's.
Yeah.
Really the yes chants, because that was right after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I think for a second there, people were thinking this was going to do the same thing. You know, it was going to replace the yes chants. You know, it was like the next big thing as far as chants go. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Yes worked because of Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
People have a connection with him. Mm-hmm. I don't think people really give two shits about Johnny Curtis.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This is about...
I think it's still early for him.
Yeah.
And this is why this is so interesting, because the chant and the music got over before the guy.
Right.
And that's not a diss on Johnny Curtis. That's not a diss on Fandango, because, let's be honest, he's only had, 2 matches?
One of them is WrestleMania. 80,000 people watching him. That's good enough.
Really? You think just one match, albeit at WrestleMania, you think one match is good enough to make or break a guy?
Well, he wrestled.
Yeah.
He's been on TV.
True.
For how many months now? You know.
Oh, yeah.
So people have time to get, you know, to...
Well, I feel like that there's a lot of people like me out there that liked him, you know, from the get-go, aside from the Fandangoing. And I think now that there's a lot of people out there that do like him because of the Fandangoing. You know, so to just say that he's not over,
I don't know if they know how to capitalize his character with what's going on with his music.
You mean WWE
Yeah.
doesn't know how to capitalize?
Yeah.
You know what? Judging by their actions on Raw, you're probably right. They just tried to force it, and this was the thing that wasn't...
He's getting the whole audience to say his name. I mean...
This wasn't a thing that was picked up by the Cena kids.
Right.
And the forcing things and putting things in your face works on the Cena kids.
Yes.
But the forcing things and putting things in people's face does not work with the IWC.
Right.
This whole thing was an IWC thing. It was an IWC creation. We're the ones who really came up with this, and we always try to be counterculture and, kind of go against the flow. So.
Right. Don't tell us anything. If we like it, we're going to tell you like it. But if you tell us to like something, we're not going to like it.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe that's what the problem is there,
Maybe.
So,
That's a good point.
Maybe they should just back off.
Yeah.
But there is, in the middle of all that stuff on Raw, the one thing that I did like from it is at the end, when it seemed as though Fandango was just going to placate to this fad and placate to the audience, he told everybody to go Fandango themselves.
Okay.
That's the one thing that I think will kind of be the saving point. The fact that it looks like Fandango's going to kind of go along with it and want you to chant his name and want you to sing the music and whatnot. At the end of the day, he's still a heel and he's going to be like, screw you guys. I don't care if you cheer for me or not and whatever. And I think that's what's going to save it. If he continues to do things like that. WWE might fuck it up by putting together the video packages of PETA doing the Fandango thing. They might screw it up. But if Johnny Curtis gets on the mic and says, go Fandango yourselves, pronounce my name right, and then I'll do it for you, and all that stuff. All those Healy things that were starting to get him over with the IWC in the first place.
Yeah.
Maybe it could work.
Kind of healed up a lot on the fans.
Yeah.
Tell the fans, this is stupid, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Then maybe.
Kind of like how Daniel Bryan
Yeah,
was
it's
doing.
reverse psychology, and that's when Bryan came up with a no chance.
Yeah.
They were chanting yes, he's gonna say no.
Exactly. Yeah.
But see, that worked. And I don't know, you can't really.
Well, for a while there was a lot of people that were chanting no anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, those yes and no chants, I mean, that just worked on all kinds of levels.
But like I said, the reason why this is so strange and different is because all of this is over before the wrestler's over.
It's just music. Yeah.
The music, the fad, whatever, all that's over before the guy is.
Right.
So it's interesting to see whether or not this will actually catch on and play out. And we'll have to see what happens, not next week, but 2 weeks from now, when they're back in the States.
Yeah.
Because in London, they're gonna go apeshit for it.
And just on a side note, as more of an old school wrestling fan, I gotta say, I'm digging the fact that Jim Johnson, the composer, he's getting some recognition over this.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because he's been doing, for folks who don't know, he's been
slaving away.
Yeah, he's been making music for, 20, 30 years now for WWE. And, it's good to see that his name is, on the iTunes, top 3 charts and everything, and, that's cool.
That is pretty cool. I think that's awesome.
Good for him,
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
All right.
This is weird that of all the badass little beats and music that he's come up with,
like Razor Ramon's music.
Yeah. Or
that was cool.
I mean, all the stuff he did from the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that this is the one that's getting them.
Yeah. Of course, Stone Cold's music. Oh, well, you know. Fandango is what I'm really known for. You wrote the fucking Breaking Glass. Oh no, Disturbed did his music. No! That was later.
Get out of here, you hipster.
You mean he wrote American Badass? No! Oh god. Alright, let's move on to something else from Raw, because I think we spent a lot of time on that. Yeah. Let's talk about this new development with Brock and Triple H.
Not really new development. They're still going to be fighting.
Yeah, they're going to have another match.
Is this a good thing or bad thing?
I don't know. Their match at Mania was kind of meh.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to have another match at the next pay-per-view, not at Mania. That's probably going to be meh. Because Heyman, the only redeeming quality of this whole thing is Heyman.
Yeah.
And Heyman built it up so much before he announced what the match was going to be.
That almost hurt the announcement. Because he built it up so good.
Yeah.
And then...
Cage match.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a cage match.
Alright. It's a cage match.
How extreme can you go in a cage match?
Yeah. I mean...
Rub his face in the mesh?
Yeah. The only thing that I could think of that would live up to the hype that Heyman was giving it is if it's like the old school blue jail bar type of cage, you know?
But even that's even less hardcore than what he was talking about.
Yeah, then.
This is thick metal. I mean,
yeah.
You can't really do anything with that.
Well, I mean, that thick metal is a lot less forgiving than the chain mesh
Yeah.
that they're using nowadays.
It would be
But
cool.
I mean-
It would be cool to see the return of the blue steel cage.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Or during the Attitude Era, the black steel cage.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that blue one was a little bit more unforgiving.
I was thinking, even if it was going to be a cage match, why not make Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, I mean, you could do that.
Well, at least that way it can bring in weapons and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Or a lethal lockdown match or something. Cage match with weapons.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you get it? I don't know. Man, I don't know if I'm looking forward to this match.
Well, I don't know. If Brock Lesnar can bust out these new special powers he has, because we saw in Raw, he can now teleport.
He can now teleport?
He was in the ring. Heath Slater, he just kind of, he jumped out and started running around and bam, Lesnar met him like he was already there. Jeez, did you see that? That was crazy.
Yeah, I did see that. He just he whooped up on them on 3MB there.
Now see if you can do that to Triple H, that'd be good.
Yeah, but 3MB, they all weigh like 95 pounds soaking wet.
They combine a Triple H.
Yeah, all three of them will make one Triple H. Oh, God. All right. Anything else we really want to say about that?
About what?
This whole feud developing?
Nah, nothing's due yet.
Okay.
We have to wait for Triple H to accept. It's a good thing he didn't retire.
Yeah, exactly. I want to talk about something else from Raw that kind of irked me. I'm sure it irked you.
Okay.
We had Wade Barrett versus R-Truth. Wade Barrett lost. He's the IC champ.
Okay.
We had Caitlyn versus Nikki. And Caitlyn lost. And she's the Divas champ.
Right.
And we had Ziggler versus Swagger. And Ziggler lost. And he's the World Heavyweight champ.
Right.
And then we had Cesaro versus Kingston. And Cesaro lost. And that was a title match. So he lost the title.
Well, he lost on SmackDown too.
Yeah, he lost on SmackDown too, yeah. What the hell is up with all of the champs losing this week?
WWE's booking was really pissing me off this week.
Yeah.
The only champions that came out unscathed was Team Hell No.
Yeah, and even that pissed me off a little bit because it was at the expense of the primetime players, and I like the primetime players, and they've been losing to everybody.
Yeah, bring out the Puerto Ricans. Where are they at?
Yeah, like if you're gonna have somebody job, have it be the Puerto Ricans or, it kind of hurts me to say this, the Usos,
Well, that other tag team. There isn't one.
Well, there's them, Rhodes Scholars, International Airstrike if they ever get healthy.
Who's International Airstrike?
Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd.
They're both injured. No? Wait, where's Justin Gabriel?
I thought he was injured.
No, he's on the NXT. Tyson Kidd is injured.
Yeah, one of them is injured. Anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about here. All of the champs lost.
Yeah.
And that sucks because it seemed as though with all the champs losing, it's setting up feuds with the person that he lost it to.
Yeah.
So this is almost, if not worse, than Open Fight Night type booking. Open Fight Night, everybody on the card. How are we going to get a feud started? Oh, I'm going to call you out.
Yeah.
With WWE, the way they've been booking this past week, how do we start a feud for a title? Oh, well, we'll just have the champ lose. And the person he loses to gets the shot.
Yeah, that's so lazy booking.
That is so lazy. Mm-hmm. And, isn't that what they were trying to do that we were criticizing him last week about with Mark Henry?
Yeah.
Oh, you get to fight John Cena if you could beat John Cena.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, I guess they went and told Nikki, well, you could fight Caitlyn if you could beat Caitlyn. And they told R-Truth, well, you could fight Barrett if you could beat Barrett. And they told Swagger, well, you could fight Ziggler if you could beat Ziggler. Like, okay. And they did that with Kingston. Kingston beat Cesaro on SmackDown, so he gets a chance to beat Cesaro on Raw, and he beat him.
Which...
The fuck? WTF?
For WWE, the whole WWE in general.
Yeah, all that booking for this past week and for Raw. WTF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the name of this episode.
I don't know.
Yeah, man, I was getting so mad about that, I think I texted you about that too.
Yes, you did. You sent me a text.
I was so mad, man. But, yeah, it's funny, when Barrett was fighting and he lost to R-Truth.
Uh-huh.
That was the first thing. That was the first WTF. Like, what? Okay, R-Truth?
Why? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He's the champ again. He's gotta start losing again.
Yeah.
Because when he was champ before, he kept losing. He would lose every week.
And it was the same with Cesaro.
Yeah.
And now Ziggler.
No, yeah, no kidding.
Ziggler was losing, and then he won the Money in the Bank, or won the title, cashing in the Money in the Bank, and now he's back to losing.
Yeah.
The hell?
Yeah, they had a perfect opportunity to cement Ziggler
Yes.
as a champ.
Yes.
And what they do?
They made him look weak.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, he's just a paper champion who won because of Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Why is Cena the only guy that gets that? Why is Cena the only dude that when he has a title, he continues to win? Why? Why are all the other champs like, well, we're just gonna give you the title, but we're not gonna let you win anything?
Because he's got naked pictures of Vince McMahon.
Ooh. No bueno. No bueno.
Blackmail, man. Blackmail.
Oh.
And actually, he didn't fight, but I mean, he got beat down, Cena.
Yeah, but getting beat down and losing matches are two different things, man. I mean, getting beat down, okay, that's something that they can use for storyline purposes. But this thing where you just, I don't know. Like, on the one hand, if it happened only once every blue moon, it's okay when a champ loses to a guy that's a potential number one contender.
To make it as an upset.
Yeah, as an upset. Like, once every, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you'll see that happen. But for the majority of the time, if you're a champ, normally you're winning. If you're a heel, you might be winning by, heelish shenanigans. Mm-hmm. But still, you're the champ, Yeah. So why? I don't know, man. I just don't get it, and it frustrates me.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me, and it just hurts the credibility of the titles and the champions. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's kind of
we can go on all night about this.
Well, let's go at it from another angle.
Okay. Well, we'll keep talking about it.
What I was going to say is, putting all those other ones aside where there wasn't a title change, let's talk a little bit about Cesaro losing the title to Kofi, and Kofi saying he's bringing it back to Ghana, West Africa.
Yeah. Bringing it back to what? What is he talking about?
Yeah. If anybody needs a repackaging of their character, it's Kofi, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's already all but saying, dude, I'm just a guy from Boston. He's already gone and did everything but that. Yeah. Dude, drop the Jamaican music, drop the from Ghana, West Africa intro. Just say the dude's from Boston, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's CM Punk's best friend. He's from Boston. Just let him be, man.
Yeah. I was hoping they would have done it a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know why they haven't already.
Maybe now that he's the U.S. champ, maybe people are like, yeah, I'm from the U.S.
All of a sudden.
I'm the champ from here.
It's not like he used to have an accent or anything.
Yeah. He never even does the accent anymore.
No.
It's ridiculous. I don't know, but Cesaro, oh my god, that sucks for him, man. And when he was yodeling all the way down the ring, god damn. I said this on Twitter, when this was happening last night. What the hell happened to playing to your performer's strengths?
Yeah.
What the hell happened to accentuating the positives and hiding the negatives? This guy can't sing. This guy can't yodel. He can't scream and do all this stuff. Like, that is definitely not his strong suit. Why are you having him do it?
Even if that is considered good yodeling, nobody gives a fuck. Or nobody knows that's good yodeling. Everybody just thinks, well, why is he doing that?
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Just drop it. Just stop it.
Drop it. This kind of brings me back to an old concept. Any heat is good heat, and X-Pac heat. We remember when people were saying, oh, X-Pac, nobody likes him, whatever, and this guy's getting X-Pac heat.
Yeah.
Well, I've never really agreed with that terminology, X-Pac heat, because I think he was legitimately trying to get that heat or whatever, and he had real heat. But I think that there's a difference between, how do I put this, being the governor from Walking Dead, or Shredder from Ninja Turtles, or Joker from Batman. There's a difference from being, that kind of villain, and...
You mean over the top?
Yeah, over the top, you're the bad guy. We want to see you have bad things done to you type thing. And then people that are just annoyed with you.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes when people, even in the wrestling industry, say any heat is good heat, I don't think that's the case. Because if you're annoyed, and let's say you're a casual fan, you're not a hardcore fan like us. Hardcore fans like us, we'll watch it, but we'll bitch about it on the internet.
Or on a podcast.
Casual fans, if they get annoyed, they fucking flip the channel.
Right.
And that's it. Like, oh man, what's with this dude yodeling? What is that? This is stupid. Click.
Yeah.
And then there you go. So, I mean, you can make bad guys, and still make them entertaining and interesting and intriguing and have a depth of character that's there. But if you're just having somebody out there going and do something annoying, people are going to get annoyed. And that reflects on your program and not just the character. I think WWE thinks, oh, well, the crowd thinks Antonio Cesaro is annoying. But the truth is, when that happens, it's not that they think Antonio Cesaro is annoying. They think wrestling's annoying. WWE's annoying. Raw's annoying. You know, why do you watch that shit? There's always guys on there in underwear yodeling. That's stupid. Why do you watch that stuff? Well, and this is a bad thing for him and for WWE and hell, even the industry, goddammit.
That's Antonio Cesaro. He's the evil, yodeler from Switzerland.
Yes.
The only thing that could possibly save the yodeling thing is like he comes out and when he starts yodeling, like you see Daniel O'Brien like pop out. You know, cause they like...
Well, that's what JBL says.
Exactly. That's the only thing that would make it, it's kind of funny. But that's it.
But they're not trying to go with a funny thing with
exactly.
him.
They're doing it like a serious, he's yodeling.
Like, oh man, you better watch out, he's yodeling. It's like,
but it makes
that's annoying.
The thing that's really bad about it is he's not announcing it or anything. He doesn't say why he's doing it.
He just comes out sort of, and like, he's not doing it right. Like, it's, I don't know.
Well, honestly, I can say, I don't know if he's doing it right or not. I'm not a yodeler. I don't know. It doesn't sound like any yodeling I've heard before.
Have you ever, when you were a kid, did you ever see those Ricola commercials?
Yeah, the one, Ricola commercial that still comes on today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one commercial. Well, yes.
Yes.
That's the only yodeling I know.
I think that's, I mean, that's...
You think that's yodeling for everybody?
Well, not for everybody.
Everybody does
but I mean, something similar. Like, it's not, it's weird, it's different, it's funny, but it's not annoying like when Cesaro does it. It's like, Ricola, like, oh, that's kind of funny.
But that's not really
but,
yodeling. He's just...
Well, whatever. I don't know. I guess I'm having a hard time getting my point across, you know?
Well, start making sense and I'll let you know if you get across.
Okay. My point is, if there was actual yodel that was happening, I don't think it would be as annoying as this.
So you think he's purposely doing it bad just to get heat?
I don't think he's purposely doing it bad. I'm thinking he's doing it bad because he can't do it.
Okay.
And it's getting heat. And I don't think he wants to do it. I don't think it was his idea.
All right,
I think
so
WWE's giving him...
bottom line, when do we start seeing him come out with the little overalls and the Swiss hat and everything and the horn and everything?
When is that going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I don't know. Maybe in a month or two.
Wow, I'm thinking.
No, maybe not even.
I'm thinking. Well, next week they're in London. That's close to Switzerland, right? So.
London's close to Switzerland. Yes.
Same continent, right?
Yes, and yeah, you know,
same continent, right?
Philly's close to Texas, right?
Yeah. Next week we're gonna see.
Next week. All right. Oh Jesus. All right. So Cesaro lost the title. It sucks. His yodeling's annoying. It sucks. How the mighty have fallen, and I'm blaming WWE.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm not blaming Cesaro. I don't think Cesaro's doing anything wrong. I think somebody's giving him this bad character and bad gimmick.
He's being a company man, and he's doing whatever they're telling him.
He's doing what his boss is telling him to do. Is that a bad thing? No. Okay. Let's move on.
Please.
This is annoying me. All right. Punk says goodbye, but he doesn't say goodbye.
Yeah, he tried to get emotional.
Yeah. He, basically got pissed off with the crowd, walked off, and...
They had it coming, though.
Yeah. Basically, the rumored time that Punk was going to be taking off after WrestleMania, I guess, is here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he
needs it, man.
He does, he needs it. He's banged up.
Even if you're not a fan of Punk, you gotta say, man, that dude's... Just with that title reign he had, and then just always getting beat up, and he never took time off, so...
Yeah, I'm sure he's tired. Yeah. So, yeah. Give him a little bit of vacay.
Give him a week. Give him a week.
A week? That's it? Only a week? Yeah. But no, give him some time off, and we wish him best of luck on his vacation time. So,
yeah.
There you go. It's gonna suck not having him around. How do you think that void is going to be filled? With Fandango.
I'm about to punch you in the face. Well, we still got Heyman. You know, and he's taking care of Brock, so he's going to be talking a lot, so.
Okay.
That'll help.
And, well, let's transition to this. Ryback. Ryback's a heel now.
How does that transition?
because he's a heel now, and he can temporarily probably take the place that Punk had as far as being the IWC's.
Wow. Hey,
guy.
everybody. Abel just said that Ryback can replace Punk as a heel. Discuss.
I said temporarily. Don't. Let me temper all that there a little bit. Yeah, maybe they could do something with him, give him a little bit more time.
Okay,
it seems that's what they're going with and what they're doing.
All right. So what'd you think of the little promo that Ryback did? Kind of going back and saying, okay, well, you were never there for me when I was getting my ass whipped numerous times by the Shield.
Yeah, and then you eliminated me from the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And you know what? This kind of felt a little bit like the Bully Ray stuff with the Aces and Eights.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, they did a good job of going back and not making it just like a spur of the moment type thing.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all we ask for.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of backstory.
Give us some credibility. Give us some legs to stand on.
Yeah. Tie it in with some other things that make sense logically. Ryback should be pissed off at Cena because he left him hanging and he eliminated him.
The only beef I have with that whole, tying in that whole storyline is he never got his revenge on the Shield.
True.
That's my only little thing.
You know what? I agree with you on that. Yeah, he hasn't got his revenge on the Shield.
So now, and then at the end, when Shield came out
and Shield came out, attacked Cena, and Ryback just stood there and watched.
Which I knew that was happening. I mean,
well, we knew because of the little glitch with the camera.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about the storyline. Earlier Ryback saying, "You were never there for me when I was getting my ass whooped by Shield."
Yeah.
So when Shield was coming, I was like, "Oh well, he's not going to get attacked by Shield, and he's not going to help Cena." Sure enough, that's what happened.
Yeah.
But does that mean that he's got more hatred for Cena than he does for the guys that have been whooping his ass for the past 3-4 months?
I think so. I think that's what it is. I think
he got his feelings hurt.
Yeah, I think it was one of those.
Shield hurt him physically. Cena hurt him emotionally.
Yeah. That big guy had a heart this whole time. Oh, who'd have known?
Who'd have thunk it?
No, I think it was one of those instances where it's like, you know what? Fine, you need to get yours, so you know what's going on.
No, I like it. I like it. Yeah.
And I think there was even some things on Twitter about that. And Ryback was silent, like Twitter silent for the most part here, with his whole face run and his whole debut run. And now, like just even the last couple of days, Ryback's really started tweeting away. And
I didn't get into that, but I saw something that he said something about Cena's ex-wife.
Yeah, had a little jab at Cena, basically insinuating that he was boning his ex-wife or something, whatever.
But that Ryback.
So I mean that's kind of
edgy. Hey, cool. I just realized, we always said when Ryback debuted, what's a Ryback?
Yeah.
It means broken heart.
Shut up.
Cena broke his heart, now he's mad.
Now he's mad. And Cena kept calling him the Ryback. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
I thought that was a play on words because before he said Ryback, he was saying the a lot. And I think he was just kind of tying that into Ryback. I don't know.
Whatever.
Cena was talking, I wasn't really paying attention.
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of digging this heel turn by Ryback.
If they keep it up,
yeah,
it could do good.
And if they do it well.
And I was concerned about that because, last week when he initially turned, people were still chanting, feed me more,
Yeah.
This week, I was thinking, before Raw started, I was like, how are they going to get heel heat on him if he's always got the fans chanting, feed me more?
Right.
And I thought they did that very well. They did a backstage segment, or like a pre-tape thing, where he can just do his promo without being interrupted or anything, or people chanting. That was the best thing they could have done, I think.
Especially since Ryback's mic skills are a little bit shaky, and have him in backstage segments.
Better than Lesnar.
Oh, anybody's better than Lesnar.
Which I thought it was funny, the crowd reaction. While, Cena was getting beat down, fans were chanting, Cena,
Oh, yeah.
And then when they're done, one more time.
Yeah.
Or feed me more or something.
Yeah, they were chanting one more time.
Yeah.
No, dude, don't even pay attention to that crowd. That crowd was just wonky. Like, they weren't hot, they weren't popping or cheering for anything, and then at the very end, that's when they started cheering for Cena, and then they weren't cheering for Cena, they were cheering for Ryback. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. That was just an example of a really bad crowd. We had a really good crowd the week before, and really bad crowd the week after. So you went from one extreme to the other. And I don't think it's just the juxtaposition of the two is making one seem better and one seem worse than it normally would. I think genuinely that New Jersey crowd was really, really good. And genuinely that South Carolina crowd was really, really bad. I don't think it's just, oh, well, you're just comparing the two. No,
maybe the crowd had stage fright because they had to go on after the New Jersey crowd.
Maybe, but I mean, damn. I mean, step it up, dude. Come on. All I can say is this. I hope when TLC is here in Houston later this year that we're able to step it up and be a lot better than that South Carolina crowd. And like, it would just suck if we can't live up to that, you know. And what else kind of sucks about this whole situation? Well, it kind of sucks, but it's also kind of good with the situation with that New Jersey crowd is putting more scrutiny on the crowds and putting a little bit more pressure on us as wrestling fans to kind of get into it. So in a sense, it's kind of a bad thing because it's like, well, the show's supposed to be about the wrestling, not about the crowd. But then it's kind of a good thing because if people are conscious about, oh, well, when I go to a wrestling show, I should be loud and getting into it. And if people do that, that's good for everybody. Good for you as an audience member, good for the people sitting at home watching the crowd, and good for the performers in the ring because sometimes all it takes is a little synergy, you know?
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to that crowd, you know, from last week where at times, yeah, they were kind of going in business for themselves. You know, they were kind of chanting just whatever they wanted. That's when I kind of get out of it, you know?
Yeah.
But if we can, like, if you want to hum the Fandango song, do it while he's coming out. Great. Don't be doing it while two other guys have nothing to do with that are wrestling.
Yeah.
You know? That's my thing.
Okay. And that's fair to say because I was the exact same way with the what chants.
God, that what chants. Oh,
well,
Jesus.
After, what's his name? Stone Cold retired.
What's his name?
What's his name?
What's that guy's name? Who's that jabroni?
Yeah. Well, after Stone Cold retired, people were still doing what? And like, dude, quit. Stop, please. Like, stop. And it was screwing up so many people.
God, yes.
So many wrestlers trying to get through their promos. It screwed everybody up so much.
It still does.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's so...
Which sucks because sometimes I'm like generally like listening, I'm watching the promo.
You want to see what the dude has to say.
Yeah, but he can't, he has to pause. I mean, when people talk, people pause.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And it's when you're talking and you're pausing and someone's, you know, cutting in or saying what, you're like,
shut the hell up, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna throw you off. And it kind of messes up the whole, you know, like you said, synergy of the promo.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway.
I don't know. Bottom line is I hope that this brings a little bit more attention to the mainstream and to the public of what wrestling crowds should be like. Yes, there's the potentiality of them going a little bit too extreme, how maybe the crowd in New Jersey maybe went a little bit too extreme. But if you could be at least better than the people in South Carolina that were this week, you know, maybe there's somewhere where you could be somewhere in between there. You know?
I think if you're an executive for WWE, you want New Jersey every week.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But man, that would get frustrating after a while. Exhausting.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, think about like how it was back in the Attitude Era. If you go back and you watch like tapes or DVDs or something from that time.
People popped for everything back then.
People popped for everything.
But they weren't chanting just bullshit things all the time. People were like into the show and people were, if something was happening, bam, they're cheering for it.
They would react to what's actually going on.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree. So yeah, that's where it kind of goes into what you were saying, the things that you were trying to balance it out with saying, you know, don't be humming Fandango's song when, you know, Cesaro and Kofi are out there.
Right.
You know, pop for Cesaro or Kofi. You know, do something that's relevant for them. And that's where my whole thing, where my bread and butter is be creative when you're doing chants and create stuff for what's going on in that particular situation. You know?
Yeah. Are you counteracting your own point there?
No, I'm not.
Because you're saying being creative. Well, being creative would be chanting or humming the song during Cesaro and Kofi Kingston's match.
No, that's not creative. Like, that's creative for Fandango. But if something's going on between Cesaro and Kofi, come up for something to make fun of Cesaro. Start yodeling or something, yodeling back at him. That's a horrible idea. Don't do that. But I'm just saying that.
So Cesaro can come out and say, go yodel yourselves?
Yeah. And everybody in the crowd, yodeling, hoo-hoo. You know? See, I just did that better.
I
just did that better.
That's a yodel.
That's a yodel. God damn it. Okay, are we done?
In more ways than one.
Okay, one last thing I want to hit on from Raw. Booker and Teddy, man.
Well,
This is a... Yeah, they've been at this for a while.
Well, they're building something up for this.
They are, and I'm interested to see. I'm glad that they're taking their time with it and they're going slow about it, because seeds for this have been planted months ago, and it's just starting to fester. It's starting to get to that point where more people are taking note, like, this might actually be a real feud. Like, what's gonna happen?
Teddy's definitely he's going behind Booker's back.
Yeah.
On a lot of stuff now.
Yes, he's kind of going over his head.
Yeah, he's booking matches and
working with the enemy, working with Vicky.
Yeah. That begs the question, why is Booker and Teddy at Raw anyways?
True. But
then again, there's no brand split, so, anymore.
Well,
there's two different shows.
Yeah, whatever. But, it's interesting, man, and I want to see where they're going with this. I mean, obviously this can't end in a, Booker versus Teddy Iron Man match.
Yeah, do you think it's going to be some kind of, I'd hate to say it because they just did this last year where one guy takes over both shows. You think it'd be something like that where
no.
Teddy and Vicky are kind of working to maybe get rid of Booker and then maybe they'll co-manage both shows or something?
Maybe. I mean, technically Vicky's not the general manager. She's only the temporary managing supervisor or whatever.
The thing is about that, they haven't really made a point to mention that lately.
Yes.
But when Vince first announced that, he was very specific in announcing her as
a temporary
or supervising manager, whatever the hell she is.
Yeah.
Not a GM.
Right.
Booker's the only GM.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they didn't really lay out the structure of that. Does Booker is a GM? I would assume that a GM has more power than the supervising manager.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know
but
what the exact difference is.
But if that's the case, since he has more, if GM is over the supervising manager, does that mean he can control Raw too?
He has more power than Vicky?
On her own show.
Yeah. Dude, I don't fucking know. And this is another one of those instances where just take 15 seconds. Yeah. Do a little promo, do a little backstage thing or something.
Put it on the fucking app.
Put it on active. Put it on the YouTube. Put it on the app. Do something to kind of iron out those little wrinkles.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So those are the things that kind of need to happen with this whole storyline and feud. But I'm digging the fact that there is a storyline there that's slow cooking, and may lead to something. And I don't know if this is going to lead to a match where, Teddy's in one corner and he has somebody that's fighting for him, and Booker's in another corner and has somebody, and whoever wins the match gets control.
That's
or
so cliche though, man.
Well, I mean, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We'll have to wait and see on that.
Yeah, I mean, if they do it well, I mean,
do you think this is just a power control play by Teddy Long, or do you think he's maybe got some jealousy going because Booker T's only been a GM not that long, and Teddy's been doing it for so much longer, and Booker's the Hall of Famer now, and he's
just not. Yeah,
and Teddy's like, I can do a better job than you.
I don't know, man, and. Those are all interesting.
Which I'm kind of hoping they play it like that.
And, that's interesting because that could lead to character development and character depth on both of those guys, both Booker and Teddy. But the thing is, with that, again, how is this going to manifest itself in the ring? Because Teddy's not wrestling. I mean, Booker could still go, but Teddy's not wrestling,
Yeah.
So, I mean, how is this ultimately going to lead to a payoff with a match?
I would like to see it where we've maybe seen it kind of peppered in here and there where Teddy's been helping this guy get a match or this guy get a match.
Yeah.
And
he's behind the Shield.
Maybe he is.
Maybe.
Before WrestleMania, Teddy was behind Mark Henry a lot.
Yeah.
The weightlifting bullshit.
Yeah.
When Booker was about to announce Mark Henry, he's like, I got this one. I got this one player. And he introduced Mark Henry.
Yeah.
So I wanted maybe something.
Didn't he manage Mark Henry at one point? When he was a manager?
I can't remember that. I don't think Teddy Long did. No.
No?
Mm-mm.
All right, whatever. But anyway, it's interesting stuff and interesting enough that it needs mention on our show. At least I think. I don't know. Maybe I've...
Yeah, because it doesn't matter unless we talk about it.
Right.
Don't laugh, I was being serious.
Sorry. Okay. Is there anything else that we want to hit on there from Raw or WWE in general?
I don't know. You tell me.
I think we're good.
I think so.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about our weekend.
Okay.
We went to ROW this past weekend, and it was a pretty good show. What do you think, Trev?
Yeah. They had some really good matches. The first couple matches were really good. A lot of false finishes and, a lot of back and forth stuff there. So, yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
I think one of the matches that kind of stole the show was Eagle versus that new big Samoan guy.
The Samoan Beast? Is that what they're calling him?
Well,
I don't know if that was his name.
I think that was like a nickname.
But I didn't catch his name.
I didn't catch his name either. But some big Samoan dude. I would say he's a little bit bigger than...
He's like a really big Samoan version of Rhino.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
He's a really big dude, and he wore a purple unitard.
Yes, he did.
And he shouldn't have worn that.
Well, hey, it's better than just wearing tights, and that's it.
This is true.
Yeah.
It looked like a Samoan grimace.
Yes, he did. But, we were giving him a lot of shit because, well, one, he was a new guy, so...
He tripped getting to the ring.
Yeah.
Or was about to trip, whatever.
Something like that.
He tripped over the ropes.
Yeah. Yeah, he tripped over the ropes, that's what it was. And since he was a big guy, we were all chanting the typical fat guy chants, please
which is
don't
funny
eat
coming
him.
from you, but...
Yeah, of course. So... It was one of those instances where it's like, okay, this dude's not going to get over or whatever, and we're just going to boo the hell out of him.
Right, yeah.
And he's working as a heel, so it's okay that we were booing him, and we were coming up with funny chants, making fun of him.
Yeah.
Until, because Eagle was flying all over the ring, getting in offense, and then this guy started getting in some of his own offense, and he did a Samoan drop. Surprise.
Yeah.
But it was a really damn good Samoan drop. It was really impactful. And then... this was the surprise, and this was the thing that just stole the effing show. After the Samoan drop, Eagle was laid out.
Well, he did something else before what you're about to say. I can't remember what it was, but he did another high impact move. But it got overshadowed by what you're about to say.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But I know that this is what set up this move that I'm about to say. It was a Samoan drop. Eagle was in the middle of the ring. And this dude decides to bust out a lion salt. He ran over Eagle to the ropes, jumped on the rope, and then did a backflip. Just like Jericho. It was a freaking lion salt.
And this was a big dude. Over time, maybe 400 pounder maybe?
Maybe not 400, maybe 350 or something.
350, 400 pounds, somewhere in there.
He looks like a bigger Samoan Joe, but not quite as big as Rikishi. Bigger than Samoa Joe, not quite as big as Rikishi or Umaga.
Well, they're mainly big in their ass. But this guy was just kind of big all over.
Yeah. Well...
He was big.
He was big. He was a big effing dude.
He made Abel look like me.
Yes. He's a big effing dude. And he pulled out a lion salt out of nowhere. And he went from heel to face instantly. And that's hard to do when you're fighting Eagle, of all people. American Eagle.
I don't think he went face, but everybody jumped out of their seats.
That's true. Yeah, I know. I'm exaggerating for effect here. But, it was... It was pretty crazy.
Let's say he got some applause after the
He
match.
did. Yeah. He got standing applause.
Yeah.
Like, people jumped up out of their seats. I jumped out of my seat. What? And just started clapping like, oh my God, that was great.
You started crying too.
I didn't cry. Shut up. So that was really awesome. I can't wait till that comes out on the YouTube. That should be on maybe in another week or two. Make sure you're on the lookout for it, guys, because that was just freaking amazing.
They let us know. We'll post it up whenever.
Yeah. We'll definitely put it up on our Facebook page, and we'll let you know on the show here when it happens. So that was definitely awesome, amazing stuff. And I think it was just other than that, I mean, everything else on the card was pretty solid too.
Yeah, it was a good show.
It was a good show. Yeah. I think, hey, we might actually have a show that's under 2 hours this week.
Okay, well, let's keep talking.
Keep talking for another 30, 45 minutes?
Hey, over the weekend, I did see G.I. Joe Retaliation with The Rock.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was it?
Man, it was tons better than the first movie. I don't know if you saw the first movie or not.
I saw the first movie, yeah.
And you probably cried after you saw it, but
I didn't cry.
this was a lot better than the first movie. Not to say it was a great movie or anything, but compared to the first movie, it's great.
Okay.
The Rock was in it. Of course, he was the star of the freaking movie. I'm gonna say this for wrestling fans out there. He actually says it in the movie. It's a scripted line. It's a scene in the movie. He actually says boots to asses.
Really?
Yes.
Great.
Apparently that's military talk.
You just spoiled that for me now.
Well, it sucks to be you.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, go check it out. If you haven't seen The Rock in ever seen one of his appearances, he's the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested to see his other movie that he's going to have, that Pain and Gain movie.
Yeah.
Of course, because I like the funnies, and that looks like it's going to be a funny movie. So, I kind of want to see it.
Yeah. It's Michael Bay flick, so that's a bad thing or a good thing, depending on your style. But
yeah.
It's not a Transformer movie, so if Bay goes back to his bad boy roots. And movie fans will know what I'm talking about on that. I don't expect you to know.
Yeah, I don't.
If he goes back
over my head.
yeah.
Now.
So, if he goes back to his old roots, I think it might be a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Hopefully, we'll have a review for the Mick Foley DVD sometime soon, because that's something I definitely want to get my hands on and
Came
watch.
out today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, we'll have a review for that for you guys soon. Also, I got my hands on Booker T's book.
You did?
Yeah, Book's book.
Is that the name of the book?
No.
It should have been.
It should have been, yeah. So maybe if I actually read.
You couldn't even finish that sentence out loud.
I know.
I'll teach you how to read one of these days.
Okay, yes, thank you. I'm just a poor inner city kid that needs to learn how to read. If I get around to reading that, we'll probably do a book review on here for that book. So yeah,
a book review of Book's book.
Yes, Booker's book review.
Also that came out today. I've been kind of on this ever since I got off work today. The Shield's favorite video game came out, Injustice. If you haven't played that game, if you're on the fence on getting that game or renting it or whatever. Get the game. Play it. It's great. If you're a fighting game fan.
And a comic book fan.
Yes. There's, a lot of fan service for DC comic fans in there.
Yeah.
So,
which I know absolutely nothing about.
Yeah, dude, you're pretty pitiful in selecting your characters.
Yeah.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this? I don't know who this person is.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go with this guy. Yeah.
He picks Bane and he says, I'm gonna go with the Luchador.
That was the only little reference that I knew. It was like, oh, the guy that was the Luchador, right? He broke Batman's back.
Yeah, he was a Luchador.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Luchador. Cause I'm a fucking wrestling nerd. Like, oh, I'm gonna pick the wrestling guy. The only thing that's like halfway wrestling of the whole damn game.
I will say, it was kind of funny cause when you were playing, he actually has wrestling moves in it.
Yeah.
A little backbreaker. He
had a power bomb?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I think he did a little Razor's Edge too.
Did he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. I guess let's just keep moving on here. Let's just get on to some plugs and call it a night. Okay. The roller derby, that's going to be this weekend on the 20th at Bayou Music Center. So you can go ahead and head on down, check it out. It's always a good show. You check them out on Twitter at Hugh Roller Derby, H-O-U Roller Derby. Some good stuff. So come on down to that. Also, I believe the NWA Parade of Champions is this weekend as well. Man, we need to get out to an NWA show one of these days, bro. We really do.
Well, it's a funny thing called work that gets in the way with that.
Screw work. Just, do your...
Spoken like a true wrestling fan.
Yeah. Screw work, I'm gonna go watch some wrestling.
It's still real to me, damn it.
So yeah, go check that out, guys. Find out all about it on Facebook. They have
this is the parade. You said it was the Parade of Champions, right?
Parade of Champions, yeah. It's not the Paul Bosch Memorial yet. That's next month, I believe.
Okay, I thought that was the one that was going to be televised or something.
That's the Paul Bosch tribute show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Parade of Champions is just their next
okay.
show that they're doing. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Check out our boys at Stoppage Time, their podcast, soccer podcast covering the Houston Dynamo on the 15th, which was, yesterday, right?
I don't know.
It was either yesterday or the day before. They had their little FIFA tournament, so I hope that went well. Hope some of you guys went out there to go check it out. You could listen to their show. I believe that they already posted up their 5th episode, and you could download that off of iTunes and just search for Stoppage Time with Hero and Hammer. Their Twitter handle is HNH Stoppage Time. So go check that out, guys. Some good stuff going on there. Of course, we always have to plug our friends, Shining Wizards. I still haven't got a chance to listen to their last episode, which should have been their episode from WrestleCon and all that, just because I've been lazy. I haven't plugged up my iPod and loaded all my stuff on there to listen. But, these guys are good guys. They have a good show. You can check out their website. It's www.shiningwizards.com, and you can check them out at Twitter at Wizards Podcast. Of course, check out our friends at the Wrestling Chronicle. They also have their podcast called the Pile Driver Podcast. There's some good dudes there, and I believe you can follow them on Twitter at Wrestling Chron, CHRON.
Okay.
Let's see here. What else do we got to plug? Aaron. Our boy Aaron, he's the one who made our snazzy little logo and also made our shirt designs. So if you need any logo, graphic design work, shirt designs, banners, what have you, he's the guy to go to. And check him out on Twitter. His Twitter handle is @MeanAaronG. And also his Facebook page, where you can see all of his work that he's done, is on Facebook at Awesome AG Designs. So check that out. Also, Narworld Order. You can check them out on their Facebook account. They're the ones that do our music. It's at Narworld Order on Twitter, and then on Facebook, Narworld Order. I believe they have a concert coming up. I think it was the 26th, right? I had it written down on the other piece of paper, and we got out this new notebook, and I don't have it on me, but I believe it's the 26th. I do remember that it was at a place called Dean's on 316 Main.
Sure?
Yes, 316, because remember the joke Austin 316? So, yeah, that's why I remembered it. Because, I'm a wrestling nerd.
I'm no selling that one. Man.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so check these guys out. Find them on Twitter, find them on Facebook, and you'll find out when that concert is. That was a horrible plug.